Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. I'm going to go ahead and get this going here in just a moment. So, this is going to be the summary for the Dadman turn. Been going through things, it's looking pretty good. What we're going to do then is, I'll go through this in sort of stages, cover what we're doing in certain areas. So I'll start over here, start over here in the west, and then we'll move towards the east. Go like that. Okay. So what we're going to do then is I've increased the amount of actual attack that's going to be coming out of these carriers over here, which is going to be quite good. Issues we only have like 5 Kates on here, sorry, 4 Kates on here, so it's not the greatest of strike forces. But that's going to be merging with this over here, which is going to be at the end point over here. Now, they both move about 8, so that should be no issue. They should merge. We're going to tell that time it's allowed. Sorry, remain on station. Sometimes it can cause some bloody problems if it's not. What we're doing here then is I'm sending the actual BBs this way. It's a little bit hard, but to try and decide where to have them, I might have them go link up then back over there, really. Which I think is a worthwhile thing to do. If I set that secondary point then about there. Ideally, they'll go ahead and actually link up then afterwards. But what we're going to do then is we're going to have the actual battleship over here. So we're going to have the battleship Fusel going to engage this force over here, which should be rather interesting. We see AS, AKL, AKL, supposedly something like a heavy cruiser. Whether that's true or not is going to be one that I will be rather intrigued to see. What I'm doing over here is taking I-122 and actually moving it down here towards this force as well, try and run some interdiction. We did see a ship that was dead in the water round about that point, somewhere further down this way. Now, I'd imagine they do have fuel. So we'll see. It still says they're moving northeast. If it's dead in the water, then that's a great prize. He's got no chance getting away. The other carrier's going to move over this way towards Diego Garcia. There is a port over there, so we'll see if we find anything out of that area. It is interesting that we didn't see anything this turn, but we're going to be moving towards the actual map edge over this way. So if there's actually anything out here, we're going to have a pretty good shot at actually detecting it and sinking it, really. And then we'll have the carriers move back towards together, have the MKB link up once again, I'd imagine, unless there's some other targets in the area. I'm taking this submarine over here, I-121. She's going to be on a path which is the most direct path from Colombo to the carriers over here. The carriers are moving this way as well, by the way. A little bit northwest there. So we'll see how things go. The potential threat does increase the longer we are out here. But we do have the advantage of actually having detection. Well, we have the advantage of reconnaissance, so we'll see what happens, really. But yes, I'm moving that sub over there to actually act as something of a picket. These subs are moving into Victoria Point. Now, I'm going to have them refuel, really. This one, I'll have refuel as well. Might as well have it refuel. Might as well get them all refueled, and then I can actually make use of them in this area. So, what am I doing over here, then? Well, we just captured Port Blair, which reminds me, I do need to set these guys to actually move a engineer unit in there. So I'll move the 82nd JAAF. There's additional aviation units being moved over here, but I want to get those moved in there. So we'll get them moved in there. Have that sent to Port Blair, which will give us some aviation support out that way. I'd rather have used a Koi, but this will have to do. So I'll send all the transports to do that. There we go. I guess set them to 20,000 feet. I'm going to set about... Well, I'll let them rest when they're done. There's 3 of them, so they should do it fairly quickly, and then I can give them time to rest, really, which is fine. Still a good view in the actual pool over here, but I don't want to have them positioned... Well, then again, they are on a rail line, so it's not super bad, actually, but I'll bear that in mind for the future. Okay. Now, what else have I done? So we're going to do that. We've got the Dinas over here, which are Brill. These guys are going to be superb. They're going to be superb. I'm going to up the amount of them actually out here to begin with. I may move the rest of the Dinas out here once it's actually safe, to be honest, because it's a superb position. It gives us some a nice visibility out in this area. I mean, if we take a look, 14 doesn't seem that far, but it's still pretty good. I mean, that's still pretty damn good. It gives us vision out into the Bay of Bengal, which is going to be brilliant. It feels so good to be moving upon this area. And I'm preparing to actually go ahead and take Rangoon in the near future. I think Rangoon will fall within January. I'd like to say the first half of January, or even sooner than that really, but we'll see how things go. So what I'm doing then is, let's see. Now I was going to move these artillery pieces down, well, up there, but what I'm going to do instead, I've just decided to do this, and hadn't yet finished it. Right, they're still moving over there. I'm going to have them move down there. What I'm going to do is actually have them move to a low star, and then I can have them move out to Georgetown once I clear that of mines. But I can essentially load up from these ports over here in the Straits of Malacca, on the Straits of Malacca, really. Notice that we don't really have anywhere else on the Straits of Malacca that's actually a rail line as well, so I'm going to have them move to a low star. So only size 1 port, but I've got all the actual engineers over here moving over here to a low star, so I can get it repaired pretty quick. I might even consider building it up to level 2, unlikely as it is, but it might be a potential consideration. Not really necessary, not really necessary, but it's something we might consider doing. But obviously I want to repair that port. But yes, I'm going to have all the artillery, all the actual units in Malaya that will head into Burma, positioned over here at low star. What we could do then is, once the MKB does return to refuel, rearm, is we can actually have it escort the forces in over here, which would be brilliant. I'm going to look to land over here to be cool. And from that point, we look towards conquering Burma, really. The good news is, I'd imagine a single Japanese division or 2 divisions would be sufficient to conquer Burma with the aid of the RTA. The cool thing would be to be able to do that, but then be able to move upon like Calcutta or something in the near future as well. And we'll have to see about that. Ceylon remains an option as well. That would be quite nice. The issue with Ceylon is it is somewhat out there, and we would have to have pretty supreme control in this area. There's some other bases I still want to take, like Diego Garcia would be a nice base to take potentially, but Cocos Island, Christmas Island, Dio, they're absolutely critical to what we're going to be doing in the future. We still have the rest of Sumatra to conquer, which we will do. But what I'm doing over here then is, let's see, let's make sure I've not sent anything else. No, I don't think it's arrived as of yet anyway. These units can turn back around. I think it makes sense to actually have them moved via amphibious transport rather than marching overland, which will take forever. Yeah, I think it makes vastly more sense, really. It means I also have the ability to send them out elsewhere if I so wish to do so, which is always a good thing. Alright, they're moving out that way. What I'm going to do then... yeah, I'll have them move there instead, in fact. Gives me additional aviation that could potentially move to Victoria Point. See, Victoria Point's nice, the issue is it's just not on the rail line. But what I'm doing over here at Bangkok, we have done a lot of actual switching around, moving around of aircraft. So we are somewhat overstacked here, which isn't exactly fantastic, but it will be somewhat sorted out soon. I'm still somewhat... Okay. Okay, yeah, these guys need to head south, in fact. I was initially umming and ahhing about it, but I'm going to have these guys move to Palembang. You'll see why shortly. Have them move to Palembang. Which should actually help us out with the stacking issue over here as well. So let's go ahead and check Palembang once more. You'll see aircraft have been moved around, by the way. Right. We did have an ops loss. Is that a write-off? No, that's a shame. Well, just have them run some cap here then while they are here. But just let them predominantly rest. Well, in fairness, I might just have it as just 100% rest while they are here. Yeah, let them rest. I'm going to need these airframes, and I'm going to need these pilots in tip-top shape shortly, really. Looks like we had a few losses over there, which is less than brilliant. But oh well, I suppose this can happen. Right, so let's take a look here then. Still over the aircraft stack, but that'll be sorted out shortly, really. The reason is because obviously there's a lot of aircraft here, which is not too surprising. It is a consideration to build up the airfield to a size 5, but then it's just not really particularly worthwhile, so these aircraft aren't going to remain here forever. What I've gone ahead and done is actually move the carefully freeze north over here to Bangkok. The issue is that we had quite a few ops losses on the way, which is really surprising considering that they're not far. But yeah, that kind of sucks. The Oscars over here still remain, but the Oscars are going to be running the actual escort. I've taken the G4s out of here and actually moved them to Victoria Point to run naval search out to 21 here. the G3s from Victoria Point were shifted down to Palembang, so I can use them later to potentially bomb as well, or even for other purposes really. Maybe even shift them further into the Dutch East Indies, to the south end. But I'm having the zeros over here, they're going to sweep. So they're going to be going in there pretty high. I could potentially rebuild that unit, but I'd rather have it separated, as it means that there is a good chance that we will have a sweep go in there, which is always excellent. It's always a good thing to actually have that go ahead. So at least there's 3 chances for the sweep to go in there before the actual bombing raid. I'm going to be going in hard with the bombers, I think. The reason being, there's only 4 fighters here at the moment. We do have 3 sweeps going in, ideally beforehand, high altitude, so I'm hoping it will be alright. Though, in fairness, it might be better just to stand down a good chunk of the bombers, just in case, really. Yeah, I'll tell you what. Let's see. I can stack it up once it's actually safe, really, can't I? So I'll have 1 bomber squadron go in as a whole, and the others can stand down. I'll just keep rotating them, really. I'll just rotate them. It's probably the safest method, isn't it, really? Yeah, likely so. Give them a little bit of rest as well. So we'll have 80% of a bomber squadron go in this time. So there'll be a heavy amount of escorts. What I'm going to do then is obviously try to reduce Rangoon's airfield, but I've probably been a little bit too ambitious by throwing everything there. I think it's probably worthwhile waiting a little bit and just seeing how the results go, because there's every chance you could move the H-81s in there. So we're going in there at 17,000 feet, so I think that'll be alright. These forces are moving around, as we can see. See, they're moving to Shumphon as well, aren't they? Okay. What do I need here, aviation-wise? Well, in fact, then, we do have a bunch of aviation units moving here. I guess I'll have them just move to Bangkok. Right, there we go. We'll sort that out. But yes, moving all the actual assets to a low star. Or potentially Georgetown if it was cleared of mines. But Low Star actually has a rail line, which is worthwhile considering there. So what we're going to be doing then is, we did have a bit of a pickle due to the fact that some of the divisions were ahead. Imperial Guard would arrive next turn, but the others wouldn't, which is not ideal. So what I've gone ahead and done then is Imperial Guard Division is going to go ahead and follow the 4th Division. So you can see they have 37 there. They have 34, so they're the division with the least amount of progress. 4th is going to... well, sorry. Oh, do they both have the same? Yeah, they're both following 4th. Okay, that's good then. So, 4th, yeah, that's fine. So what we're doing here then is we're trying to slow the Imperial Guard Division. After doing a little bit of a test last night, it seems what happens if a unit has more progress than the unit it's following, it actually, it's almost as if it's backtracking to where that unit is. It sort of loses that progress to match what the unit's progress is that it's following. But that's fine. What we're trying to do here then is prevent 1 division crossing into Singapore today. I want all 3 to cross at the same time. The good news is it delays the attack to the 29th, which is fine. Rather than the 28th, which would have been tomorrow. But that's okay. The benefit of that is it allows the actual 25th Army Corps to arrive in position at Johor Bahru, which means that for the actual attack on the 29th, we'll actually have a headquarters in place. So it just makes it even more effective, really. I can't see there being a chance that he holds it off. These subs, by the way, all the subs in the actual Dutch East Indies for the most part, are moving down towards this area, which I'll go over shortly. But what I've done over here at Palembang is I've taken these zeros. We've shifted these zeros in from the Yamada detachment. And the Tainan KUS has been shifted down to this area. I took the Kai-4031Bs from the other day, so they're actually now running escort here, combat air patrol, which is fine. So you can see we have the Genzan. They're also running naval search, which is fine. Issue is he has the fighters there, which it gets a couple of our guys shot down, which is not too great. To be honest, I could have them just rest completely. It might be worthwhile to do so, to be honest. Give the airframe some time to recover there. I don't think Palembang's at a huge risk. We do have sufficient aviation support, which is brilliant. We have a lot of flak guns as well. There's 44 flak pieces, which is brilliant. Yeah, so we have a good mix of 80mm guns there. I don't think we have anything larger than 80, but the 80 is still pretty good. It's better than most of the things we have. It's going to obviously have the range there to hit out an aircraft somewhat. So that's good. It gives us a decent amount of protection, and then obviously we have the fighters there. So, to be honest, like, Palembang has the most flak of probably anywhere in the entire Empire at this moment in time, really. So that's fine. Okay. What I'm doing over here at Kandari, it was a mistake that I loaded way too much supply on one force. So what I've done is I've taken these forces. They're going to remain here to unload that 9k supply. This force is going to be moving out towards, which is carrying 2 regiments, by the way. They're all planning for Ambon. They're going to be moving out towards Ambon. It's going to take them 2 days to arrive. They'll be about halfway tomorrow, and then they'll arrive on the day after. Ideally during night time. What I'm doing is I'm taking the Ki-43-1Cs. I moved another C squadron here as well. One of them is escorting, well, running cap over the base. The other is escorting this force directly. The rest of the forces are going to be evacuated out of Kandari. It's a good time now, considering the fact that he seems to have taken away his actual submarines. That have been really very, very vicious. So we're going to get all these forces out of here, really. Just as much as we possibly can. They're going to head over here to Manado in the north. Those ships remaining behind, I'll send something to pick them up and escort them out. So that's fine. But yes, what we're doing here then is we're running reconnaissance over Ambon. What I want to do here is I want to shut down Ambon within 3 days. That's going to be the objective. So we'll land, and then ideally Ambon will be taken on the 30th of December, which would be nice. What I've gone ahead and done then is I've shifted the Tainan KUS down here. So they're running 90% rest, 10% cap. So that's 10% from each of them and 90% from the rest there. So they're running a bit of cap, but mostly rest. The reason being, there is a possibility, there is a good possibility that he may send his carriers to the north. It's a very interesting one, and the way we're actually reacting to this is, I've got these subs over here to run patrols in this area in case he moves his surface forces this way. I had the actual carriers refuel at sea. Iceycrome, I probably have detached and maybe refueled by something else. But we did refuel at sea to spread that fuel around. So we're only going to be moving in 4 hexes next turn, which will put us 1, 2, 3, 4, about that position there. So that's 12 out from its current position here. But we'll see what happens. If he moves into Solomon Sea, we'll be within range. Ideally, we're not detected either. Alright, let's see. Direct path. Yeah. Might be better just to head down that way, to be honest. Yeah, I think we'll head that way. Issue is obviously there's a block there. We'll go ahead with that. We're only going to be moving 4 hexes, if I'm correct. So, yeah, that's false. We should be around about that position tomorrow. We're some distance off over here. Issue is going to be his reconnaissance, but we'll have to see how that goes. What I've gone ahead and done then is moved out all the air power from Lay that I could. That one's damaged on the ground, so I can't do jack about it. I'd rather not lose it, but if it's down, it's down. There's not much that can be done there. Yeah, I can't transfer it. I can't transfer it to dock ship, which is a shame. So, these ships over here are in port. I could try to evacuate them, but I don't know. There's a good chance that he might be running a port attack and naval strike as well. So if you take a look, the carriers are only 6 hexes away. It may be worthwhile to get them out. Even so. The rest of these forces are moving towards trucks still, just for their own safety, really. It's probably worthwhile still moving them out of there, really. I'll decide upon that one after the video, but I'll probably do that. Probably get them out. So these ships are going to move into this area. It is interesting regarding this force over here. It says they're moving northeast. I don't think he's going to do that. I don't know. I don't think he's going to do that. It is very interesting, though, that he went from a sort of position, it was somewhere, I can't remember exactly when it was, but it was somewhere down around about this area over here. Yeah, it might have been somewhere, like, down here somewhere. That one seems likely. Oh, we have detached cargo, by the way, so we are moving faster, so we'll see how that turns out. But yes, either way, it's interesting that it's gone north. It is interesting. He might... Yeah, it's an interesting one here. Because he had full well the ability to launch naval attack over here, but he didn't, which is intriguing. So, the question comes down to, is he going to remain in this position? Is he going to go back south? Or is he going to continue north? There is a big possibility that he might go through Torres Straits, which is why we have begun to redeploy assets to sort of counter that if that does happen. But we'll see. I don't think he will. To be honest, I'd imagine he might just go south, perhaps. But we'll see. The thing for him is, this gives us a chance to catch up, which is intriguing. Because we have refueled at sea, we're not moving as far as I would have hoped for, but that's fine. It had to be done at some point. It's a shame that we lost the Yondo. The Yondo would have been superb at this position time. But oh well. We have H6 K4s over here running search. I think I'll run them out to 25, make sure we know what's going on in the area, really. We're running 50-50, so we should be okay. The idea is we just know what's going on. And the G3s are running naval search as well. What I've gone ahead and done then is taken the actual H6K4s from there at Ley and moved them over here to Roidemer. And the reason being, I very much do worry that we are leaving ourselves potentially open out this way. So I want to make sure that we actually have the means and capability out here. I think I'll run them at 25 as well still. We need to know what's going on in this area. We are going to be having submarines move over here to Wake to mine Wake shortly, which is good. What I'm doing as well is I'm taking Karga, here, Kirishima, and these destroyers over here, and they're going to be heading over here to Truck. What I'm doing then as well is I'm taking the battleship Haruna and the heavy cruiser Ashigara. The oilers are moving out that way as well, south that is. That gives us a potential possibility to get oilers either south if we need them, or potentially have them just on station whenever we need them, really. So that's going to be quite good. So what we're going to do then is we're going to form a task force then with 3 battleships, obviously the forces that we can muster as well. I will then likely take a regiment from here at Baldwar, to be honest. And I might go ahead and get that loaded now. The issue is I just don't have enough transports right now. Well, maybe we do. Maybe we do for a regiment. Let's take a look then. That might be enough capacity, perhaps? Possibly. We'll take a look then. We'll see how much we can actually load here. 3960. Just off. Just off. Right. I do have the Brazil Maru, which will absolutely take us there. Well, that's brilliant news then. What I'm going to tell that to do then is go ahead and merge with that force there. That's good then, so I can actually begin to load the regiment today. Excellent. Yes, we'll start loading the actual regiment today, finish loading it potentially the day after or 2 days later. But we'll get them loaded today then. Okay. I guess just have you on ASW while you are here. You're not really any use, but... Well, actually, no, you really are no use. So might as well not even bother wasting the fuel, to be honest. It's level 3 port, they're fine. Yep, so I'll get that regiment being loaded then. So we'll take the 33rd over here. I'm not going to have them load all supply yet. Get them to load the troops first. And then what I might do is actually take some supply from shipping over here at Truck and actually use that instead. There's 33k over here of supply at Baldwar. We'll see. Yeah, so we'll get them loaded. What I'm going to do then is take these units over here. I'm going to have them plan for Wake. So we'll take a regiment out to Wake. It's not super great that I'm having to do this, but we do have to take the island. And we will manage that. So what we'll do in time then is have Karga the BBs, and just a lot of actual assets on standby to take Wake, really. Wake has been a bigger problem than really first expected, which is a shame. In some ways, I do regret not bombing the airfield at the start, but even then, I don't think it would have made a difference. It would have made a slight difference, but we saw that it moved more aircraft in, so I think that would have been a eventuality really either way. Of course, other things could have been done, like we could have moved the carriers in a different way. I mean, we could have had a potential carrier engagement if we just moved in slightly different ways, but... And this is the issue, we just were not to know. Just were not to know, and that's the problem. We just didn't know. He's a good opponent, he's definitely shown his colours. So we have to really step up our play as well. Still running out there. I do have a aviation unit moving into Marcus, which is good, so it gives additional aviation support at Marcus. Additional supply as well, which is a good thing. These guys moving out to link up together. Refuel. Time it's allowed. Then ideally get you moving. Don't move full speed, Jesus Christ. Right, get you moving. If we can recover everything from here, obviously it's going to have to spend some time in dry docks, but that's fine. At least it's saved. It could have been potentially destroyed, so at least it is saved. Okay. You have a good deal of endurance, which is quite nice. I like these little go-downs for this sort of thing. You can head over here to Quadrilateman. Well, actually, I'd rather... yeah, the issue is that we have... like fuel here and supply, and we have fuel here and a little bit of supply. We need a little bit of both, but both of them would be ideal. Well, you have a port and you have the airfield, but you also have a good port too. So it's one of those of, I'd rate Roynamur as the more viable base, to be honest. Yeah, as you can see here, it's considered more viable. Well, I'll move you there. So it's good to move the source of fuel. I can then potentially, well then again, I could do with... having a little bit of supply able to be moved around if we so need it. And so yes, all our forces are moving back home, which is good. And get them moving. We'll get some sort of normality back in the area, which would be good. I mean, the issue is it has disrupted us over here for some time. We lost a series of unfortunate things, but oh well. The ultimate thing is, though, the thing that matters is at least we still have engineers that are working now. Obviously, we would have had tens of, well, we'd have had dozens more by now. Many, many more. Over 100 are easy. At this point now, we'd have had another headquarters in the area. But it's too much of a risk. Can't take that risk. But even so, the base is being built up. And as soon as we actually get the ability to build up the base at Ley, then we will definitely build up the base at Ley. And then I'll take these bases as well in this area. It seems like he is using Port Moresby, so I've told all the naval guard units in the area to prepare for Port Moresby. And the likely thing will be as well that we'll keep the Kitabatai, so that's every carrier minus cargo, probably operating around the Solomon Sea, but operate in such a way to facilitate the invasion of Port Moresby. That would be that'd be an ideal thing to do there. So we will have to see. It's going to be a very interesting thing, but if we can actually secure Port Moresby, that'd be quite good. I don't know how great the possibility is that he moves to the Torres Strait. If he does, it is kind of a insanely bold move, insanely risky move. I mean, what I'm going to try to do is try to make that his only move. We're not going to move too far right now due to the refuel at sea, so I'm not too sure if we'll be able to achieve that, but we had to refuel at some point. He may just move south, but we'll see. He may just take everything and move south. He may go north. He's always done things that we haven't quite expected, so we'll see. It might be another time for that, really. It might be yet another chance for him to show us what he can do. Make sure they plan for Port Moresby as well. I do want to secure a good number of actual naval guard units to do said thing, really. Okay. So, things are going well. I mean, we've taken losses out in the Pacific, but it could have been far, far worse. Ideally, we can actually inflict losses on him. That'd be great. As I'm moving the BBs around here, through the pseudo-sea to actually arrive at Marie. Though, in fairness, it's probably not a terribly good idea. I might as well have them just stick it out at Jolo for the time being. And the reason being, at least there is the ability to move into port if we need to. So their home port here at Jolo. So that's alright. I am taking the heavy cruisers down here now. So there's the 2 heavy cruiser groups over here at BLeAcHACiD, and they're going to move north. We have 2 light cruiser groups that are going to move into this area as well. And we're going to just annihilate the ship that's trying to evacuate the Philippines, which is good. And it's a good thing as well, because it gets actual shipping out of the area that might have been at risk. The shipping over here, by the way, is going to be heading out to BLeAcHACiD as well. Are they actually in repair? Right, so they're under repair. Okay. That makes sense. I'll have to get them shifted out in the future, but at least they're in ports. It is a large enough port to protect them, so they'll be okay there unless something comes around to hit them with air power. So yes, I've got the first KOK, which was previously over there at Palembang. So they're running naval search, obviously quite aggressively. We've got the naval search out here. This looks to be about 10 ships, which is interesting. So if we can actually destroy that, I'd be very happy. I will be very, very happy about that. But I will see. They should go ahead and get to that. They're set to React 6. They've got float planes. They should be able to find them pretty easily. I mean, from this position here, they're 18 from Kopang, 16 from Mekasar, so they should be ideally detected no matter what, really. And then we'll be able to vector in on them. Yeah, so it's looking good. It's looking good. Over at Luzon is where I'm actually kind of excited. I'm pretty excited for what could potentially happen here at Luzon, really. If I zoom in here and enhance, ideally the screen keeps on recording. But yes, oh fuck. There we go. Right. As you can see, he has a force moving out from Bataan today. It's been moving out for the last 3 days. If I'm right, I think it will arrive at Clark tomorrow. At Clark tomorrow, we are going to launch a deliberate attack, which will be rather interesting. It is Tier 3 terrain. We're going up against around about 250 odd AV. It's not likely to succeed. There is a chance it could succeed, but it's not likely to succeed. We're likely to take casualties, but we have 2 2/3 of a division there, more or less. So we still have a great deal of force, probably more forces than really would have been committed to the Siege of Luzon to begin with, really. There's additional forces moving down to Clark as well, such as the 38th Division, I think it is, and a bunch of engineers as well. So that's good. So they're going to be moving in. So at least we'll have a fresh division that can actually assault Clark alongside us if we need to do it the day after. The important thing here is there's about 500 AV in Manila. There's 100 AV in the base to the south as well. So 500 here, 100 here, 100 odd here. The good news is that doesn't look like it's going to become a problem. What I've gone ahead and done is told all these troops over here then to actually plan to attack Clark. We've lost a lot of actual planning, but that's fine. I've also got the headquarters that's going to be in combat mode and plan for Clark as well. But if I can kick him out of Clark, that's amazing. Because what that does, it does a lot for us, really. It does a whole heap of stuff. If I put the roads on here. So you can see that we have the major roads between. Major road here, major road here. But by taking Clark, we actually go ahead and isolate this unit over here in the north. But this is the only road into Bataan. So, if we take Clark, the forces in Manila can't go to Clark. The forces in Clark may have to go to Bataan, or they may have to retreat to Manila, or they may have to retreat north to Iba. That's going to be the interesting thing there. But the big thing is, obviously, with his forces moving into Clark, it actually makes it easy for us in a way, because it means that we will be able to potentially attack them tomorrow. If they arrive tomorrow, they're potentially going to be in movement mode. Well, they would have to be in movement mode to arrive tomorrow. If they don't arrive tomorrow, well, that's good news. It means we're fighting a smaller force, which makes it more likely that we will succeed. But it will be intriguing to see what happens. His supply may be still concentrated in Manila to a degree. It may be in Bataan. It's likely to be in Bataan, but we'll have to see about that. It's looking good. I will be extremely intrigued to see how we do. There's probably going to be a great deal of losses, but it is well worthwhile. It is definitely worthwhile. So, if we go ahead and take a look over here. Yeah, so you can see they're all set to deliberate attack. They're all planning. The 48th Division at least has some actual plan bonus over here, which is nice. So at least that's something I can work with. There's additional artillery and engineers moving south as well, which is great. These guys are waiting for them to unload, so we'll have even more artillery to send south. But yes, we have the 14th Army over here planning. So it's looking good. It's looking very good. I've got an actual unit over here at Tokyo, which is taking some engineers a little bit of SLF to Parameshirojima, so I can actually prepare for our invasion of one of these islands over here in the Aleutians. I think a lot of them have no garrison, so it would be nice to take one of these bases out here. Especially that one, as it is swamp, which is ×4 terrain, so that'd be very nice. We have some fighters over here at Samarinda operating currently. APDs over here will be taking a coin down there at Samarinda, which is good. So yes, we managed to take BLeACHACiD and Samarinda in perfect shape, which is a really big deal, to be honest. It's going to be really interesting to see how that happens. If we were able to take Palembang in perfect shape, I would have been very happy. I mean, we need to repair Bruni. But you can see that we're actually doing that. We still need 147,000 tons to repair all of it, the oil that is. But it's going there. It's going well. We need 182,000 tons to repair Palembang over here, but it's not taking too long. But there we go. Thank you for watching, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this. See you next video. Tena Haika Banzai.